welcome special guest, Akwafi. Akwafi is the second wife of Okonkwo.
She's a daughter named Enzima, who is her only child.
Let's welcome her now! We're going to greet you with the typical cola nut ceremony.
Of course.
Which will be crushed by Julia.
Can you tell us a little bit about the cola ceremony, Maddie?
Okay, so with the cola nut, the elder will crush the nut and try and break it in as many pieces as possible. And if it breaks really nicely into lots of pieces, then it is good fortune.
What a nice break.
It broke very well.
We have great fortune.
Yeah, it looks like we'll have good fortune. Oh. You want to talk about your life with Okonkwo?
Sure.
So,
Okonkwo, as we all know, is my husband, and I'm his second wife. And sometimes he can be a bit hard to handle, but other times he's a very good husband, and I think we have a strong connection because he respects me, and I respect him, and I'm the only one in the relationship that will challenge him. His two wives won't, and yeah.
Would you say he's one of the most powerful villagers in
Umofia?
I would, but I would also say that he's scared. A lot of the time.
Why would you say that?
How did you two get engaged, basically, when you re-met?
Well, I was already married to another man, and I had already met Okonkwo earlier, and I thought that, of course, he was very good looking, and
Of course.
but he didn't have enough money, and of course I wanted money. When he had enough money, I then ran away from my husband and got with Okonkwo.
Oh.
And it was the love tonight.
Okay, would you like to describe your relationship with your daughter?
My daughter, my daughter is my only child, and I think I have a very strong relationship with her just because I lost all my other children, and it was a difficult time losing all your children and then only coming out with one daughter. Thanks. Her name is Enzima, and
would you say your love for your child is stronger than anything else, and why?
it is stronger than anything else because even though the priestess told me not to follow, I did anyway to see if my child was okay, and I think especially after going through a loss of losing all my children, it's definitely a strong connection, and I value it more than anything else.
Oh, even more than religion?
Yes, even more than religion.
That's a strong connection.
Thank you, Akwafi.
Yeah. Our next guest in the show will be Ajaka, a local villager of the Umofia village.
She is here to talk about religion.
What would you say your religion is like?
Our religion is very different to you.
Okay, before we begin, we're going to greet her with a cola nut ceremony. Maddie, you'd like to do the honors?
I'm good, thank you. Alright.
Bitter.
Okay. So,
Bitter.
now that we have that over with, what would you say, what type of religion would you say?
Well, it is very,
Morpheans.
yeah. Your Western culture and religion. We are polytheistic, which is different than your monotheism. We believe in many gods.
So are the gods nature related?
Yeah,
or-
everything is about nature, about life, agriculture. We're an agrarian society. So the gods are all about nature. Ancestors are very important to us as well.
Okay.
What are the ancestors called?
A boo-boo.
And what are they really?
They, well, that's only when we are using them in trials. They are usually just people in the tribe.
But you are one of the only people who actually knows that.
Yes, I am very high up in the religion sphere.
Especially to be a woman. Wow, that's
I know,
incredible.
impressive.
We do have several priestesses.
What would you say happens if you do something wrong? Are you punished by the gods, or does
Well,
it
if you are to sin, and a sin is usually just offending the gods, if you are to sin, the tribe will hand out your punishment as to not anger the gods. But you can anger the gods and bad things will still happen
So would you-
whether you have penance or not.
Would
You're
you-
kind of screwed if you mess with the gods, honestly. They're not nice people.
What a jokester you are.
Would you say that the gods hand out punishments through the people, or the people?
Both. The people do what the gods want, but the gods do create storms and famines.
So like natural disasters.
Natural disasters, yeah. The gods are responsible for a lot of that stuff.
We're back from the break. On It's Always Sunny in Nigeria. I'm Julia.
I'm Maddie, and today Okonkwo will be joining us on the show.
He's our special guest.
Today joining us is Okonkwo, who had risen so suddenly from great poverty and misfortune to be one of the lords of the clan.
So Okonkwo had a difficult childhood. His father didn't have a title, and
Okonkwo is known to be a very violent man.
yeah, he acts on impulse.
And this is because
He was afraid of being thought weak.
So, joining us now is Okonkwo.
Okay. So first, we must do the colonut ceremony to welcome our guest.
Ew.
Okay.
Yeah! This one is a really good one. Broken lots of pizzas. So this cola nut was a very good one. We will have great fortune. Here you go, Okonkwo.
Oh, thank you.
So, Okonkwo, do you want to tell us a little bit about your childhood?
Not really, but I'll do so anyways. My father was a lazy and ignorant. He left nothing for us other than debt, and yeah, he left nothing. So he was just not a good father, and I resent him a lot for that.
How did you rise above?
Well, you see, I used my anger from my dad, because my dad just ticked me off so much that kind of stayed with me for my whole life. So when I learned how to wrestle, I became very, very, very good at it. And I was the best wrestler in Mafia.
So Okonkwo, we hear that yams are the king of the crop, and you grow them. Could you explain what that means?
Yams are the king of the crop because it's the manliest crop around. A yam could beat up a dude.
Okay.
Only men can grow a true yam. Women, they grow silly little...
These words, you tend to get violent.
Yes!
That's very evident here.
Clearly.
Yes! Like I was saying, yams are for men, and women should do all the work anyways. After that, we plant the yams and we pray for a good rain season, because without the rain, the yams die, and without the yams, we die. Well, the perfect rain season really only comes once in a while, which is actually kind of infuriating. I lost a lot of yams recently.
Oh.
We lost 800 yams!
Okay. And we're back from our commercial break on It's Always Sunny in Nigeria.
Now, today we have two guests that will be joining us. We have Okonkwo and his lovely wife,
Buffy. Nice solid break. Okay.
Okay, so first we're going to we are going to welcome them with the cola nut.
Wow, great. So, how would you two describe your relationship?
I feel like I have a very special relationship with Ikwefi. She's my favorite wife, definitely. So I also feel like we have a special bond because of our daughter, Enzima. I like Enzima the best of any of our children, just because like she gets me, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
In the same way.
Yeah, I feel the same way, except you wish she was a boy.
I do wish she was a boy.
A girl.
Just because like
She is a girl.
all of my sons.
I'm glad she's a girl.
Okay, what makes you two special?
Well,
The whole thing where she kind of left to come to me, and like I felt very honored by that.
he was obviously my first choice. I just waited until
But
he
then I
was
was
rich
too
enough.
poor.
The cock was very attractive. That's why I left my husband to come to him.
Okonkwo, you have a daughter,
Yes.
and
We love this daughter very much, but I kind of wish she was a guy.
I'm glad
Why
she's
is
a
that?
girl.
Well, because like she's very understanding, she's very smart, and very creative, and strong, and like none of my sons are that. So if she was a son, I would love her like 10 times more.
is it
I
more
know she's a
important to
girl.
be male to you?
I feel like being male represents power and strength, something that most women don't have.
So you're
And-
sexist. I'm glad our daughter's a girl just because after my struggle with not having any children and then finally being able to connect with my daughter like I have, I think it's very great that she's a girl and not a boy.
I respect that, but
Suck it.
all of my other sons are stupid and.
Well, I
and
agree, but I want someone that I can be close with.
Okay,
And-
well you can be close with our other sons.
Want to talk about Ikemifuna?
No, I don't want to talk about Ikemifuna.
Okay, you
Yeah,
have a son,
it's just-
Noi.
No, I do not like Noi. He's kind of like a noodle head. I do not respect his opinions at all, and I don't like him, and he's just not my son anymore, because I want to kill him.
What did he do?
He's basically dead to me. He disrespected our clan by throwing away our religions and our customs and our rituals to become, was it Christian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that must have been
An abomination.
for you.
Yes.
Both of you, how do you feel about the missionaries coming in to you?
I do not respect the missionaries' mission. They are very invasive, very forceful. They bribe us to convert, and I really don't like them at all.
And
Would you ever want to kill them?
Yes.
excuse me, I never got to answer the question. Yeah, Maggie.
Alright, so now we got Kweffi's gonna answer how she feels.
Of course, I agree with Jankwo, because if I didn't agree with him, he would shoot me again. And I don't
I'll try
want
to
that.
shoot you again.
Yes, but maybe this time he would succeed.
Is
You
it
say-
true? Is it true that you don't know how to use a gun?
It's true. That's why he missed when he tried to shoot me.
You
So
heard
I
you
shouldn't
shot
have shot you.
someone by accident?
Okay, by accident, yes.
So a Congo cannot use a gun, and it has resulted in some other bad
Troublesome
things.
conflicts.
Yes,
Um,
like his exile.
I was
and-
exiled for 7 years. Be quiet. You don't know. You don't know me. Okay? Just
But I'm
hop
your
off,
wife,
hop
so
off, hop off.
okay.
Oh.
And then you won't get any more children.
Yeah.
Lead to the audience to ask some questions.
Oh, hi. So I am Ajaka. Okonkwo, how do you feel about your best friend? And do you think he stuck up for you at all?
Obirika, right?
Yeah, he was pretty chill. He agreed with me a lot of the time, but I killed somebody.
With machete!
Would you
Making
say things
noises.
began to fall apart?
Ow.
Things began to fall apart when everybody started to stop listening to the clan ways and started acting weak and lazy and not warlike at all.
I think you were just afraid that no one would.
I think you need to shut up.
Ajaka here again. Hi, do you think the clan started to become more like a woman?
Yes, our
religious
clan
person?
began to become more like a woman, and I do not appreciate this because women are not as superior as men, obviously.
Alright, well, thank you, Okonkwo.
No problem.
Buffy.
Yes, thanks for coming on our show.
Now on It's Always Sunny in Nigeria, we are going to talk about a theme commonly seen in the Igbo people.
What if it rains?
Which is gender roles.
So, we wanted to talk about gender roles because men are seen as the primary component in their culture.
And they're superior
Yeah.
to women.
Okay, would you like to elaborate?
Men typically grow yams, which are called the king of the crop, and those are seen as more masculine and than women's crops.
Yeah. Because they are strong and they're used as a main food source, so you have to be like a big tough man to grow them.
Yup.
A specific example of how men are viewed as more important is the way that Okonkwo views his daughter Azima. So Azima and Okonkwo have like a special relationship because she understands him a lot and they're just really close. However, he wishes that she was a boy because if she was his son, then he could bond with her over like fighting and the growing crops, the yams, and being, you know, manly things. Because
And he could
yes.
carry on, and she could carry on the family name for him, as
Yeah.
Okonkwo mentioned before. However, Okweppi is fine with her being a girl, so
Yeah.
that they can bond after all those.
Because like the women are, the people rely on them for, I don't know, like food and like children and safety and care. Woman is buried in her homeland, not the land where she was married. Men are the decision makers and like why?
Also, men are typically the leaders in the Igbo society because they're typically the leaders in the Igbo society, and they're thought to be more strong and intelligent than women. However, women are the ones that keep the Igbo society going because they reproduce.
So even though the men are high up in their society and in control of decision making, the women are where you seek comfort, and women are necessary in carrying on society.
Are we done?